Right, Matt Arnold is an art director and animator from Melbourne who's starting to make a really big impression on the scene. Armed with just his laptop and After Effects, he's churning out some really good work. And a perfect example of this is a film clip he did for musician Whitley. I caught up with Matt to see how this came about and just what went into making this wicked little video. Matty, cool clip.
Thanks, mate.
So, who came up with the initial concept? Was it the director or yourself as the animator?
What originally happened was the director said, there's this video, I want it to be animated, you come up with something. So I came up with a 30-second teaser, which included the moon at the start and a little bit of movement, you know, that's kind of similar to how the clip ended up. And I just used like a still image as a placeholder for the footage. On the strength of the teaser, we got the clip, and that was the beginning. And there was no real story that sort of lasted the whole project. It was more a case of like sticking with what worked and throwing away what wasn't working. So
yeah, how much time did you spend on each shot, and how long did each shot sort of take to build up?
You know, it was just done one shot at a time, and some things came together straight away and some things were brutal to try and get working. I guess on average it'd take about a day to set something up and then another day to get it looking all nice and pretty. What
was your favourite thing, or what turned out the best for you?
Two things stand out for me, and one of them was the colours, because up until I sort of discovered how to create those colours, the clip really just wasn't working. And then I was lucky enough to get given a whole bunch of paint textures, really vibrant colours and different sort of shape. I used the compositing modes in Adobe After Effects, you know, and I just tried different ones until, you know, one would work. And the results were kind of instantaneous. As soon as I started doing it, I was like, fantastic, cool. That's something I can use through this whole clip, and that's going to make this look special. And the other one was the flowers, just because I spent so much bloody time on them. You know, there was limited time on this, and so I'd spent a good day or two making them work, and I was thinking, shit, this better pay off, and it did.
When you're following an idea, when you're going down that path, how long do you give yourself before deciding whether it's working or not, and how long do you plug an idea before deciding that it's not working and you throw it out?
In this it was 3 days, and luckily I didn't really have to think about that too much. That was a lot of what the director did. Was he was there just to oversee how everything was going and what was working, what wasn't, and try and manage the time that we had. And that was one thing he was particularly good at, was because I can get quite caught up and quite stubborn when it comes to trying to make something work.
So obviously the imagery and the movement of the clip was the most important element rather than any particular story. Was that part of the initial idea?
The one thing that was, I guess, the constant right from the beginning was that I knew I wanted to have that continuous rhythm of movement, which would then burst into a new environment. And that was the concept to keep the clip interesting. Rather than having a story, it was really just the concept of movement pushing into a new environment and a contrasting environment. So, you know, brand new colours and brand new objects.
So tell us about the software that you used to create the clip.
I guess I used 3 programs. I used Adobe Photoshop to prepare all my elements, because there was a whole lot of drawings that I'd sort of draw and then scan, pictures from magazines, the paint element that I was talking about, and then put it into Adobe After Effects, which is what I did all the animating in and compositing. I'd separate each scene as its own composition. Then I'd render out each scene separately and put it into Final Cut Pro, and that was basically where I did the final tweaking and editing and, you know, getting all the timings right.
Excellent, thanks Matty.
Sweet.
Look, we might catch up with you later on in the series. Maybe you can show us a few tips and tricks with animation, that kind of thing. And if anyone's got any more questions or more info, then they can certainly go to the ProJuice website. We've got the Whitley clip up there in full, and also a bit more about what Matty does, that kind of thing. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you soon.
Cool, thanks mate.
Cheers.